Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you how to change the tie rod on a four-wheeler. If I can get this stupid focus to work. There you are. Got the tie rod bought off of eBay from Cycle ATV. There on eBay. They're pretty good prices, pretty good product. Today's victim is going to be a 2005 Yamaha Bruin 350 four-wheel drive. Tie rod in question, oops, is broken. So I'm going to show you how to remove an old tie rod, install a new one, and get a half-decent alignment. I mean, with four-wheelers, 90% of their life is in dirt and mud, so alignment isn't super critical as long as it's not like, as long as it's not like that, you're pretty good. If you're doing it on this specific four-wheeler, the wheel bolts are 17mm. Yes, I'm missing a disc brake, I know. Other tools you're going to need to remove said tie rod and install a new one: 19mm or 3/4 wrench to break loose the two nuts, the backing nut or lock nut, and then the actual tie rod end. 19mm ratchet to break loose the bottom one. There's a cotter pin in there. It's so rusted and seized I can't get it out, so I'm going to have to pop it off with the ratchet. A pair of side cutters or pliers to install the new cotter pin to remove the old one if it's not seized in there. And something to drink. Alright, we're going to get started. I'm going to put you up on a little bit of a, tripod somewhere where you can see. And we're going to get started. Alright, I think y'all can see decently well. Hi. Going to get started. I'm going to start with the hard one, which is going to be the lower side. This one down here, because this one's relatively simple once you get this one broke loose. This specific one does have where you can attach a wrench here if it spins. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but we'll see. I may need to get a breaker bar for this. Yeah, I'm going to need a breaker bar. Be back in a sec. L breaker bar. Come on. There it is. I'm going to try and get it in an easier spot. There it goes. Nope, just spin it. Alrighty then. Well, it's a 17mm wrench to put on this said nut right there. Try and get it on there to where I can hold it and pull on the breaker bar at the same time. Oops. Can I still see? Yep. Alright, I think I got it popped loose. Back to the ratchet. Yep. Alright, we'll leave that there for now, so we can break this one loose. This one happens to be a 17 there, and a 19 or 3/4 right here. Same deal. To work them against each other. Oh, my goodness. Oh, reverse thread, do we? Yeah, I forgot about that. On one side of each tie rod, there's going to be a reverse thread, because to expand a tie rod, you turn them opposite each other. There it goes. There. Now, to remove the tie rod, I'm going to say this were still intact. This one happens to be completely broken. But say it were still intact. Put your socket there, or your wrench, socket. Nut off, pop the whole thing off as one piece. Now sometimes this part will get stuck in the casting, or the hub here. That happens, take you a hammer and hit this piece. Don't hit this, hit this piece. You know, 2-3 good whacks and it should pop loose. Once you have it loose, remember that this is wonky threaded, so you're going to turn it opposite of what you think to remove it. There you go. Old one removed. See how the thread's backward? Maybe. So that one was pretty worn. Keep that one as a souvenir, maybe. Alright, now we're going to take the nut off. Should be able to do by hand, hopefully. Now if you saw when I took it off, I backed this nut off about 3/4 turn. Also, if you have a machine which has been in the dirt, you notice how there are clean threads. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the clean threads and then dirty ones. When you're reinstalling your new nut, you go all the way up to the dirty ones to where don't go across them. Install your new tie rod end, install it to where you have, you know, a little tiny gap between the backing nut and the tie rod end, and then tighten it up to it. So let me grab the new one. Nice and pretty parts. So we got our new nut here. Thread that on there. A little wonky getting it on. Maybe. Won't be a different size now. That'd be horrible. It's weird to thread a nut backward. I may have the wrong one. You know what? There's a left and a right one. Let me grab the other one and see. Yeah, I forgot about that because you have a left and a right side. Or an inner and outer in this case, where you have one for this end, one for the other end. Remember I told you about the reversing threads? Bet this one fits perfectly. Look at that. Remember that when you get a kit, because you'll have sometimes to where there'll be the opposite thread than you think you need. That looks about it. Yep. Alright. So, we install the new tie rod down into there. Got the new castle nut here. He installs the normal way. Line it up with the bolt holes. I have to duck down in here and look so I can put the new cotter pin in. Alright, let's see if I can find a cotter pin hole. Please excuse my big head in the way. There it is. You can see it, maybe. You might be able to. There's a cotter pin hole right here. It doesn't want to go in. Figures. Nice. Alrighty then. Let's see if there's a different hole I can line up. Nope. That's just finicky. Let me see if I can tighten it up some more. This cotter pin does not want to cooperate. I'm gonna have to go get a different one. Let's try with a pair of needle noses. Alright, that one's not gonna work. Oh. Remember, boys and girls, always keep a nice big supply of cotter pins. You never know when you're gonna need one. There we go. A little bit smaller. Grab it and pull it around. There it is. Alright, now for this bit. Tighten it up. Grab your second 19mm. And just snug them up to each other. There it is. That's the tie rod on there. We'll do another video on wheel bearings because you can see these are toast. I guess y'all want to see how to do an alignment. I guess I'll show you. Give me a minute, put the wheel back on. Alright, if you can excuse the shakiness, I'll show you how I, personally, do the alignment on a four-wheeler. I'm not going to say this is scientific. I'm sure there's people that are going to say, oh, I'm doing it wrong. Well, I may be doing it wrong, but the way I've been doing it for 5 years, never had problems. They always handled fine, turned just fine, never flipped one over because of it. Give you 3 options for how to do it. Say, even if you're preferably on a wood floor or on concrete. You don't really want to be doing this with any kind of elevation changes or bumps or divots or anything. You want to be on a flat floor. I'm going to get you either an angle, square, a 2x4, or a broomstick, which this one just happens to be a walking stick. But anything that you know is straight. First thing I'm going to show you is the 2x4. Get your wheels as straight as physically can, you know. Get your handlebars where you think you're going to be riding straight. Get the 2x4, if your tires are properly inflated, just set it right there against it where it's completely even. Draw a mark. If you're on concrete, I would suggest chalk to where it's, you know, not permanent. If you're on a wood floor, it's going to wear off anyway. Always use a Sharpie. A mark on the outside right here at the front and at the back. Now, we're going to go to the other side. Make sure you don't move the four-wheeler. Don't touch the wheels. Don't steer it. Don't push it. Line it up just the same on this side. The front and the back. Okay. Don't need the 2x4 no more. Or at least not right now. If you have to make adjustments. Alright, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Or maybe I'll set you up right here. We'll see. What a clicky. Yeah, y'all can see. Remember where your marks are. So we got one here, one here. You're going to measure that distance. You know you have a common 2x4. It's the same size both times. So from that mark to this mark, we are at right at 47 inches. Now, to get your alignment, you get the back one. It should be the same or slightly bigger than 47 because you want the front tires to lean in just a little bit. Or at least that's what the experts say. So excuse my rear end. Slide this back under the four-wheeler tires, right there. Line this side up. We're at 47 1/4. So there you go. If you were to adjust your alignment, you go to your tie rods. You may have to remove a wheel or so. You loosen the little backing nut. Let's see. I'll show you what this one, for example. You're going to adjust it. You loosen the backing nut off of it where this can rotate. Do the same with the center ones on the steering stem to where the whole center bar can turn, but these stay in place. Depending on the side, you either turn it one way or the other to extend these, separate them, or close them in. So say the tie rods are on the back side of the wheel on this machine. I want the wheel to turn this way. I'm going to extend it, so I'm going to make the tie rod get further apart on the back. It'll push the front of the wheel forward or toward the middle. It's different on every machine. You're going to have to take that into account when you do it, but hopefully this was helpful, useful in some way. Like my videos, comment, rate, subscribe, and have an awesome day.